Join me for the Waldorf Practical Arts training. This is day 1 for module 7. It is a 6-day intensive Waldorf training for the soft crafts and the hard crafts. Today, we're going to be starting our projects. There is so much that we cover in these 6 days. We meet from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. with Open Studio until about 6 p.m. The first session is a lecture, and here are a few of the books that we're going to be covering with this module. The first one is Practical Training in Thought. The next one is the 7 Core Principles of Waldorf Education, and we have Balance in Teaching, and all 3 of those books are linked in the description box below. Following a brief break, we're on to our first hard craft session of the week. We will be meeting 2 hours every day for 6 days straight. The first 4 days are for bas relief, and the last 2 days are for coppersmithing. It's a beautiful day, so I took my project outside to work in the shade. The first thing I'm going to do is draw a 2-centimeter border around the entire project. This block measures roughly 12 inches. Once I've got my border, I can work on the inside. I am going to use a compass in order to draw 2 circles. I am working on some Arabic calligraphy. In the center, I'm going to have one of Allah's names. It's going to say Al-Latif. And then I want some design around the outside of the circle. I'm going to do it a double circle with all of the calligraphy on the inside. It was quite challenging to do, and I sort of have to redo it because all of that is way too skinny and we need it a lot thicker. It's been 2 hours. I have not gotten very far. Most people have already started their carving. After a brief lunch, it's time to work on our soft crafts. So the first thing we're going to do is draw this pattern design because we are working on a quilt today. And this is one of several projects that we're going to be doing. So the first thing I've got is my red velvet square pinned to the center of my cotton piece of fabric. And then I'm going to be choosing a variety of fabrics to do my quilt design. I've never done quilting before, but so far it is enjoyable. It's a little bit challenging. And the project that we're working on is a log cabin design. We're starting out with a red velvet square and then choosing light color fabrics and dark color fabrics. We do need a story to go along with the fabrics that we're choosing. And we start out with this session by thinking back to a time in our childhood about a memory that we have that helps us define who we are today. And that was a very interesting practice to do. We need to iron every step of the way and make sure that our fabric has a nice clean edge and that it's 1.5 inches wide. Each length will vary as we do our quilted pattern. This project is intended for grade 7, and we need to make sure that we are really precise every step of the way. That is part of this project, so there's not a lot of wiggle room for error. And that's the end of day 1 for module 7 of our Waldorf Practical Arts training. It was a very full day. I left after Open Studio at 6 p.m. We didn't have any extra projects to do today. Those are reserved for later in the week once we get our required projects underway. I hope that you enjoyed day 1. Come back tomorrow to see day 2. I hope that you enjoyed this look at Waldorf Practical Arts training. This program is hosted by WISC, Waldorf Institute of Southern California, and you can find more information about WISC as well as the other programs that they offer in the description box below. And if you'd like to see how we're homeschooling on a daily basis, you can find me at pepperandpine.com.